Guys, it's your girl Rainisha back with another rainy days. Today I'm gonna bring y'all a look that is, I don't know, as per usual. I don't know what look I'm gonna bring y'all. I'm gonna just start playing with some colors and something's gonna happen. But I can say that I am gonna be going into my dream big vault. This is it. I got this for Christmas. I'm so in love with it. I've created a few looks with it already. I haven't posted any, but maybe I will by the time this video is out. They weren't anything like super. I just wanted to play around with these palettes and see how the colors work, how the formulas are. And so far, guys, I'm impressed. Like, I know I say that about a lot of eyeshadow palettes. You guys know I love my box of crayons. You know I love that one that I picked up last summer from Hard Candy. I believe it's like the Sahara Desert palette. Let me see. What is it? Desert Fever palette. I love the colors in there. I've created some cute looks with it. But this, guys, I'm not gonna say it's a game changer, but I'm also gonna say it's a game changer. And I also love that, look at my new backdrop. I love that it matches it. So you see the Sailor Scouts here, and then these are like the perfect colors for the Sailor Scouts, guys. Look how big this is. So we have a red palette here, which is called Main Squeeze. We have the Orange You Glad palette, which is orange. We have the Honey, which is yellow. Just My Luck for the green, Blue Moon, which reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Grease, and then what is this last one here? It's My Pleasure, which it's my pleasure to use this palette because y'all know your girl loves some purples. So today, I don't know what color we're gonna go in with. It's gonna be a surprise for me just as much as it's a surprise for you. I'm trying to revive my curls, which are almost back, which makes me so happy. But I went through a bang phase and it ruined this front part, but it's gonna be back to like the rest, hopefully soon. So just excuse my curls, or should I say lack thereof. Yeah, it might be a little distracting, but don't let it distract you. If you guys ever wondered how corny I am, I'm about to break it down to you. I'm so corny that it's my birthday month and my birthday stone is a garnet, which is red. So because of that, I decided to go with the Main Squeeze palette, even though my birthday was like the other day and not today. So there's that. So before I go into this look, I just want to show you guys these beautiful colors. Oh my goodness. There's some shimmers, there's some mattes. I used this palette the other day and I love the look I created. I think I did like a halo eye that day with this maraschino and juicy fruit. I just love the names, like, oh my goodness. So I don't know what look I'm gonna go for today. I'm glad that I picked out a palette in a short amount of time. I'm glad I didn't sit there like, what palette am I gonna use today? Let me figure things out and I'll be right back. Alright, so I decided to go with like a smoky look today, and as per usual, I have my base on already. If you don't know my routine for my base, I do have a video up. Hopefully it's up by now. I filmed these on the same day, so I'm gonna have a video up. If it's not up already, it's gonna be up very soon for my base routine. Just because I know a lot of you guys have been asking about that, so I wanted to deliver. I'm a woman for the people. I try to give y'all what y'all want, so let me know what y'all want to see because I want to deliver for you. So I'm gonna try to create a look that's easy to recreate because I know that's something that you guys also want. But I will throw out a disclaimer. I am going to be using quite a few shades in this palette just because the more shades you use, the better your look is. I can pop in some of my monochrome looks that I've done before, and just used one shade, but I actually used a few different shades to achieve those looks, just to make them not look so super flat. And that's what we're gonna do today. And I'm gonna walk you through step by step so that if you're not using this palette in particular and you're using any other palette that you have, you kind of know what shades to go for. Okay, so before I jump into the Main Squeeze palette, I'm gonna reach for this hard candy, the one I just mentioned, the Desert Fever palette, and I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Secret Canyon. It's a very light nude and neutral shade, and I'm just gonna take that as a transition into my crease, just so when I'm laying down the other shades, when I'm blending them, it just blends more seamlessly. If you haven't noticed by now, that's a word that I like to use for makeup, seamless, because that's how I like my makeup to look. I love everything blended. I don't like anything super harsh, like, oh, I don't know. I love a blended look, a nice natural look. I'm not, even when I do dramatic looks, they're very blended. I'm not a bold person. So we're just, and you can like barely even see that shade because like I said, it's just a nice nude, just to pop into, not even really my crease, but my brow area, so that when I am throwing colors into the crease and blending them up into that area, they just blend better. Alright, so it barely looks like I have anything on, and I'm gonna stop right there with that. So now I'm gonna go into the Main Squeeze palette, and I'm gonna take that same fluffy brush that I just used for that transition shade, and I'm gonna take this rosé. It's a nice light, it's not really pinky, it's a rosé color. So I'm gonna take that on this brush, and we're just gonna throw that in the crease, just so when I'm putting the other colors, it helps to build them up, because if you go straight in with darker colors, they're not gonna appear as bold as you'd like them to. You have to start with lighter colors and build up, kind of like when you're painting. I can't say that I'm a full-on artist, but I've taken quite a few art classes throughout my life, and that's something that, you know, is done in art. You start with a base and then you build up from there. You don't just directly go into the colors. You do your shading and tracing and all that. Like, it's a step-by-step process. You don't just go from a white sheet of paper to Starry Nights. Like, it doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But this is also what I was talking about, as far as the more colors you use, the better your looks come out, because it just helps to build them up more and makes those darker colors more intense, because that's what you want when you're using darker colors. You want intensity, you don't necessarily want boldness. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Now I'm gonna go in with this fluffy shadow brush, and I'm just gonna take some seed money. And again, we're gonna try to put that into the crease to deepen that up a little bit more, because like I said, we're going for a smoky look. So now, instead of bringing this all the way through, we're gonna focus it more on the outer V and maybe bring it 2/3 of the way up the crease line, not all the way. Course, we want sisters, so we're gonna do the same thing over here. And again, just about 2/3 of the way up the crease. And because we put down that first shade, that's what's making this shade pop more, because I can promise you this shade would not be this bold if I did not put down that first crease shade. And so we're not gonna blend yet. I'm gonna take this same brush and I'm gonna go into red bottoms, and now we're gonna just focus this on the outer V. Tap off the excess, And two, as you can see, I'm holding my brushes down at the bottom of the sticks, not so close to the top, because what that's gonna do is make your eyeshadow extremely patchy, and that is not a look that you're going for, because sis, patchy shadow is hard to blend out, let me just tell you. So if you're getting patchy looks and you're wondering like, oh, why is it taking forever to blend out? What is wrong? Try holding your brush towards the end of the stick. That gives you less pressure towards the top. And I don't know if I've said it before, but when you're applying makeup, the less pressure, the better. You don't want to be heavy-handed when you're applying makeup, because that's just gonna make things a mess. So we're holding it from the back and we're popping this into the outer V. And again, you see how intense that color is because we already laid down those previous colors. Just right on the outer V, we're focusing it. And you can already start to see the smoky effect going on, where it's lighter towards the inside and darker towards the outside. I've mentioned this before in a video, and this is a trick that I was talking about to help you if you have small eyes like me and you want them to appear bigger. You want to concentrate those darker colors towards the outer corner and brighter colors towards the inner corner, because what that light is going to do is bring light into your eyes essentially and make them appear bigger than what they are. So I'm going back into red bottoms with the same fluffy brush so that we can go into this eye here. Again, just focusing right on the outer V. We're not even dragging it up. I'm just poking that right in there. So now I'm gonna take that same fluffy brush, I'm not gonna add any product to it, and I'm just gonna start blending. When I'm blending, I go in circle motions just to try to, I don't know how to explain it, but circle motions just work better when you're blending rather than just straight back and forth. I feel like it doesn't, it makes the blending a little more clean, if that makes any sense. So now I'm gonna go in with a flat brush. I'm gonna go into the shade Home Slice. I love the names on this thing so much, oh my goodness. I'm gonna go into Home Slice and I'm gonna apply that all over the lid. I'm not gonna bring it all the way into the inner corner, but I am gonna make sure that it's nice on my lid. Same thing to the other eye, of course. Once in a while I will do different looks on each eye, but for the most part, whatever we're doing on one eye, we're gonna do on the other eye. And so I'm not trying to bring it all the way in, but I am trying to give it a little bit of a shape so that it's not just empty and naked right there. So we're just going slightly with the color there. We're not bringing it in too much. You can still see an empty gap that I'm gonna use like a corner, inside corner color on. Something that's brighter to help brighten up those colors. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of red bottoms just because now that I applied the shade, I feel like it blends in too well with that corner and I just want it more intense so that it doesn't look super flat. Take a little bit of big gulp onto the blending brush this time. dust off the excess and blend that in. I'm blending it all the way through just because I don't want this line to be so harsh that we created with that lid color. And that's why I picked up the gold to help it like transition better. And again, I'm kind of like using a circular motion as I'm using a swiping motion. So it's blending everything a little bit better. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in with one of my small Artiste brushes, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Juicy Fruit. And we're just gonna apply that to the inner corner. So now I'm gonna go in and do my brows. I know this is another highly requested step that you guys ask me for all the time. I show you guys on camera all the time, but I'm gonna go through again because I'm gonna deliver as much as you guys want me to describe how I do my brows. I will describe it that many times, even though it hasn't changed, it's the same. So I'm gonna go in with my brow pencil. I like to fill my brows in with a pencil. So I'm going in, this is a Wet n Wild in the color Mink Brown. It's the same color I've been using for a few months now. And I'm just gonna fill in the sparse areas. And if you're not sure what that means, sparse areas means areas that are a little more thin than the rest. Like you can see right here, I have this huge gap at the bottom of my brow. In comparison to the other brow, it's a little more full. And then the same thing with this corner here. It's a little not as full as this corner is, and even the corners are a little not as full as this middle part, which is just so thick. So you kind of want to give your brow an even look, but not super even. You do want the inner part to kind of fade into the tail end, which should be darker. So what I like to do is I kind of draw the shape that I want the front of my eyebrow to be. And I just go in with a thin line, and I'm not applying a lot of pressure. We're not doing a line like this, which is hard pressure. You kind of just want to go slightly through like that. You see the difference between those two lines? This is the line you want to go for and not this kind of line. So we're just going in nice and thin. You kind of want to follow the direction of your eyebrows. And like I said, we're starting off with those sparse areas, and then we'll fill in the rest later. Now this isn't going to be perfect because I'm not used to using my camera for this part, but I really want to show you guys the technique. And I'm just going really slightly down just because my tail is also sparse and I kind of want to add some intensity there. So I'm just filling very, very lightly. And when you're filling in, you want to do it even lighter than when you're drawing those sort of, I don't know what to call these lines. The lines that you're drawing towards the bottom to give it the shape that you want. You want that to be a little bit darker just so that it keeps that shape. That's how you guys are always asking me, like, how do you get your eyebrows perfect? It's this line here that makes the biggest difference. And this part is really sparse, so I do fill it in as I'm going. Just so that I end up with the desired intensity that I want. And so this corner is really sparse, as you can see. So I'm just trying to darken it up a little bit. Again, we're using very, very light pencil strokes. I'm not dragging the pencil along my hairs. Just very lightly, very, very, very lightly. All right, so that's it for the pencil. Now I'm gonna go in with a brush, and we're kind of gonna do the same thing. We're gonna brush that product through the brows to blend it in. And so when I'm doing this line here, I go along the line that I drew to blend it in, but then I also pull my brush up like this so that it's blended and it's not just a sharp line along the bottom. And so you can see when I'm going through with the brush, the same as when I was going through with the pencil, you want to follow the directions of your hairs because that's going to give it a more natural look. That brow look good. Now this brow. And again, I'm kind of dragging that line along to give it some good definition, but I'm also bringing the product up to blend it into my brow and not have such a bold looking brow. So my camera died as I was finishing up my brows. So I went ahead and completed the look because all I did was I went through my brows with my spoolie, which is not coming out. This guy right here, I just went ahead and brushed through again to blend that product through even more just cause your girl loves a good blend. Like, I don't know how much I can say that. I'm gonna keep saying it because I love blending. Like, blended looks are the best. I'm blended, so like, how am I not gonna blend? And then after the brows, I just went ahead and applied some mascara. Aside from the fact that I don't know how to apply lashes, I like to apply mascara rather than using lashes because I like wearable looks. I like everyday looks. I like looks that are easy for anyone to follow. And if I can't figure out how to apply eyelashes, I don't know, like, I'm pretty decent at makeup and I can't figure that out. So if I'm having issues, I know I'm not the only one. So I do like to do my looks with mascara just so that you guys feel like it's easier to try out, because I do want you guys to try these looks. Like, I don't think anything I've done is too crazy hard. I will say that you need a decent amount of brushes, and that if you're gonna be using colors, just make sure that you're using more than just one flat color. Like I showed you in the video today. Again, I would love feedback from you guys. Tell me what you guys want to see. Comment down below, like, share, all of that good stuff. Subscribe, definitely subscribe, because there's more coming, guys. Like, this is just the beginning. Like, I have so much planned. So, as always, thank you for watching me. I hope I made your day a little bit more sunny, and see you guys next time.